Hi, this is Aharon Dubinsky coming to you today from the Chut Shel Chesed Yeshiva in the holy city of Yerushalayim, Israel, under the direction of our beloved Rabbi and spiritual director, Rabbi Shalom Arush. May Hashem bless him always. Today we're going to talk about law and order. Now, I know what you're thinking. If you've been following what I've been saying over the past several weeks, you know that I'm always talking about your joy and fulfillment and love in your life. So why am I talking about law and order? Well, let's put these two words together for just a moment and see where it takes us. Law, that's what we're compelled to do. Order, that's the result of following law. So, when you follow law, you have order. You have a way of living that is not chaotic. There are historians, and before there were historians, and before there were sociologists and psychologists and other ologists, everybody knew that without law, that the world would be in a state of chaos. What would prevent somebody from stealing? What would prevent someone from killing? What would prevent someone from performing any heinous act that they desired to do? Absolutely nothing. That's why law is so important, and that's why, and you knew it was coming to this, that's why Torah gets into it very quickly in the very beginning. Last week we had the Ten Commandments. This week we had Mishpatim. There are laws in Torah for everything. Everything between God and man, between man and man, between man and woman, in families. If you're a farmer, there's special laws for you. If you come to the Beit HaMikdash, to the Holy Temple, there are laws for you. There are special laws for absolutely everything that you can think of and anything in between. There are 613, you know this, mitzvot in Torah. Now, they don't apply to everybody. They apply only to the Jews, but there are 7 Noahide laws that apply to absolutely everybody. So there is in Torah all the laws that govern how the world is to be run. Are the obligations? Yes. But they're not just obligations. They create privileges. Because of these laws, we can live a safer life, a more fulfilling life. We can live our life free of the worry that something bad might happen to us because somebody is just a horrible person. No, there are exceptions to the rule. I'll admit it. You see them in the paper every day. There are exceptions to the rule. But for the most part, society functions the way it's supposed to because of laws. Laws come directly from Torah. As a matter of fact, Torah is often referred to by sages as the law. It is the law that governs. But there's one important law in Torah that we often ignore. And it comes to a point of being ignored, particularly at times of what is now called political correctness. Political correctness is saying something that won't hurt anybody's feelings. Unfortunately, as nice as that sounds, it's not a law. And nor is it even a great way of living your life. Sometimes things need to be said in spite of the fact they might hurt somebody's feelings or make somebody feel like they don't belong. There are many laws that fit into this area, and that what Torah tells us is that when you live in a place, that the law of Torah requires that we live our lives in accordance with the laws of that place, as long as they don't contradict the laws of Torah. What are examples of this today? Well, there's a lot of examples of this today, and I don't want to go into too many of them, and I don't want to be too specific because the problem is they cause hurt feelings, and these hurt feelings cause people to become very weak and weepy sometimes, and we don't want to do that. We want people to be happy, we want them to feel fulfilled, but not at the cost of breaking Torah law and not at the cost of breaking normal human laws that have been made in the country. There are several examples of this these days. People who leave their country of origin and go to another country, they decide they have a way of living their life, and that's how they want to live their life. But they go thousands of miles sometimes to a country that does not have this way of life and then tries to impose their way upon that country. Instead of going to a country that might be very close to them, that might already have this way of life, and that may be open to the idea that they could come there and they could live this type of life. Now, how does this become a problem? It becomes a problem because there are some people who will fight vehemently to keep the way of life that their country holds. And there are other people in that country sometimes who will fight vehemently on the other side that they should be allowed to come, bring their ways with them, and impose them on everybody there. They do this because they have good hearts. It's not a bad intention. They have good hearts. But like we talked about before, when people say to me, I don't daven, and I say, why not? How do you expect Hashem to know where you are and what you're doing? And they say to me, Hashem knows what's in my heart. You know by now. To me, that's one of the worst things you can say because, again, Psalms tell us that your heart is a liar. Anyway, these people want to do things in a way that they consider correct because their heart tells them that these people need help. Granted, they need help, but they don't always need your help, and they don't always need it in your place. That's political correctness to say that. It is not the way to do it because it goes against the laws of the place in which you live, which we just spoke about before. You have to follow the laws in which you live. There are other laws that fall into these categories as well. It has become very, very popular lately for people to question, and I want to say this correctly because I don't want to hurt anybody's feelings, to question the gender that they were born with, or that they espouse, or the lifestyle that they espouse in living with someone possibly of same gender. These things are against Torah. I'm sorry, they're against Torah. I understand that the people who are involved in these situations can feel very bad that people don't accept them for how they are. You want to accept them? That's between you and them. However, you cannot force this into legislation that makes everybody in the country accept something that, first of all, is against Torah, and second of all, is already against the moral values of that country. How you live your life personally is between you and the Creator. Whatever you want to do, God bless you. I don't have a judgment against anybody. You may do what you like behind the closed doors of your home. You may say what you like behind the closed doors of your home. When you bring it out into public and you try to make other people feel like they're wrong for not accepting what you're doing, that is wrong against Torah and wrong against moral laws of your country, I have a problem then. And I'm not alone. There are many of us who have the same problem. These are the things that are covered under the area of law and order. You keep order by keeping peace among people. How do you keep peace among people? You keep private things private and public things public. The question of your gender is a private thing. Although Hashem has already dictated one to you when you were brought into this world, nonetheless, how you choose to take it from there is strictly up to you, and you can do as you want behind your doors. How you choose to live your life in other ways, more morally, again, you have to live by the moral laws of your country. You have to live by the moral laws of Torah. The rest of it is private. It is behind your doors. This is political correctness to get people to admit that they accept these things as normal, that they accept these things as okay. They are not required to do that. They may feel for you. They may in their heart feel what you want them to feel. But the fact of the matter is, you have to keep public things public, private things private. That's not political correctness. I understand. What is it? It's law. Law and order. When you keep law, you have order. When you have people sneaking into a country illegally, no matter what country it is, whether in Europe, the United States, Canada, it doesn't matter which country, when they're sneaking in illegally, and I hear people say, well, why should we send them back? You know, they should be able to be here if they want to because they haven't done anything illegal. What was the first word I used in this? They came in illegally. There are laws. Laws are set down to keep order. You don't let everybody in, and you don't have to kick people out, but you must come in according to the laws of the country in which you're coming to. These are the things that keep order in the world. No, they may not be politically correct. Maybe it's not right to say you can't come in illegally. Maybe you feel bad about that. Maybe you feel bad about somebody discussing gender things that you don't want to get involved in. Maybe you feel uncomfortable about other things involving personal morality. The fact is, these things are personal, all of them. You may feel what you may feel, but the law is the law. And the law is there to be believed, and the law is there to be followed. Whether it's Torah law, the law of America, a European law, if you're in Europe, doesn't matter where you are. You must live according to the laws of where you are. This keeps order in your life, it keeps order in the lives of others, and it keeps you a peaceful existence, leading you to have a life of joy and fulfillment and all the happiness you want in life. My friends, be considerate of others. Consider their opinions, but remember, their ideas of what are moral and their ideas of what are law cannot be forced upon you or anybody else according to Torah, according to national laws or local laws. You must stand firm in what you know is right in a world where sometimes it's almost hard to tell what's right. Be firm, be well, have a great week. All the best.